Today I want to show you how to hand sew a binding, and I have some products that'll make your job easier. I've already added my first strip of binding around the outside edge. It was a 3-inch piece, folded in half, wrong sides together, and then I sewed it approximately 1/4 inch in from the raw edge. So I'm clear out here. I've got this great mitered corner. Well, the first thing I want to show you is Wonder Clips. They are wonderful. Well, I wrote top on the top of this package, and I'm telling you, I have spilled these so many times. You're going to want to do it too. So just take your Wonder Clip and clip it like this. It's going to clip like this. So let's just start on the corner here and fold back the one piece. Just fold back the one edge and make sure you cover up that previous line of stitching. Okay, let's get that lined up there. Pinch it a little bit. I love Wonder Clips because it already has the measurement on the back so that it's always equal. There's little measurements in the plastic. So let's get clear out to the corner here. Lay this flat and clip that in. Take the second corner. Take the second side and just fold that in like that, and you end up with a great miter. Well, whenever I'm sitting and working on this, I'll end up putting all 50 in. It's light, and I especially like the Wonder Clips because they tend to press the binding, that even whenever you take them off, the edges are all folded nice and tight. Okay, this is a good start. We're looking good. Couple more. I think I get obsessive with my Wonder Clips. The next thing I want to show you is my thread. I love to use waxed thread because there's no tangling, and that's a real asset. So when you take your waxed thread, it was a big long loop. You cut it right here in the end and then just grab hold of one strand and pull it out. Now it's pretty long. My friend Teresa loves to do one whole long strand because when she's doing binding, she doesn't want to fool around. But I'm just going to take one strand and cut it in half so it's ready for me. And this is the packaging for the waxed thread right now. I like to use long, thin applique needles. This is a number 10. Sometimes they're called straw needles. But the point is that they're long and very thin. And let me grab hold of one of them. And to thread a needle, I have to take off my glasses. My dad taught me that. I don't know. But anyhow, just with the wax thread, you can put it right through the tip of that needle. Let me grab that right through there. So, got my wax thread and my needle. To not wax thread, you just wrap it around your finger, roll it around in your between your finger and your thumb, and then just pull on the end, and you'll have a knot that you can go ahead and just sink your knot into your binding. Doing good? Okay, finally, take your needle, start in the backing, take a stitch, and come up in the binding. And I'm just going to pull it in there, and you can just hide this thread right now. Hide the knot so you don't see it. Next stitch is to take 1/4 inch inside the backing, come up in the binding again, and just pull it through. And so it's called a hidden stitch. You're going inside the backing, coming up in the binding about 1/4 inch away. And you can just get going, do it real fast, and move along there. So all of a sudden you realize that you're stitching along and you look at your finger and you have this little indentation. Well, I'm not really fond of thimbles, and I will tell you, in the plane, I have had more thimbles roll right down the aisle, never to be seen again. So I like to use these little dots, and they are sticky on the back side. Let me see if I can peel this away. Okay, look at where you got the indentation from your needle. Just put that little dot on there, and you are set to just zip around this binding by hand.